right, what's up, guys? What is up? Ooh, I'm kind of tired. Right? So tonight will be a pretty short stream. I'll probably watch a video or two, and that'd be pretty much it, right? I just got home like, maybe 30 minutes ago. Probably about an hour, right? Probably about an hour. So I'm tired. But I mean, I still want to, check in with you guys. Let you guys check in with me. You know, I love you guys, right? So I want to show some love, right? I always want to show some love. Because you guys are amazing. So I wanted to just come here and just have a pretty much a short stream. We have a short stream tonight, so it'll be interesting, hopefully. Let's get started. Right? So like I said, I'm tired. So tonight will be a short stream, right? We'll play one or two videos, and I think that'll be it for tonight. All right. Let's get started. All right, let's check out this video, right? It's a pretty long video, so I don't know. Maybe I'll get to 2 videos, or maybe not. So we'll see.
Oh, nice. All right, Japrice, you there?
Yes. Is it better?
Okay. You turned on that. You turned on that American internet, huh?
Sure.
Think differently.
Okay.
So, what's your thought, Japrice?
Well, I came in when Ro and Mr. Tommy was going back and forth.
Okay.
And ladies, I agree with Tommy. So it just pretty much like the back and forth with Ro and Tommy, it just kind of proved his point a little bit. My mom is American.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because you keep saying black women, they may assume, whatever.
Well, I mean, like black women, if I'm in it, then I'm in it as well. But black women,
Yeah.
We're all brought up the same way. I may not exhibit those behaviors, but they represent me and I represent them. So if black women are combative as a whole, then I guess I'm combative too. Even though I don't personally possess those traits, but
Yeah, no, I hear you.
As a whole, yeah.
And that's why when if I can say this, when she asked why am I here, that's why, ma'am. When you're trying to get people on your side to go against someone, that's why I was trying to say earlier. A lot of black men are in jail. My grandmother used to say black men end up in jail or in hell dealing with black women. My grandmother was black. She talked about that mentality of if you don't agree with me, I'm going to try to get people to turn on you. We could have had a back and forth, but there was no reason to try to get the other people in the crowd to dislike me and then call them a name if they like what I'm saying. When the point of a panel at all times should be to hear the sides. And I don't mean to lead anyone. I don't want people to think like me. This is one of my favorite sayings. I don't want you to think like me, but I do want you to think. If you see something, you hear.
I like that. I like that quote. That's a good quote, right? I don't need people to think like me. I just need people to think. I like that. And I agree with that. I've said this plenty of times, right? You don't need to agree with me. You should not agree with anyone 100%. Take the information in and process it yourself. You don't need to just hear it and just agree with it, right? Take the information, process it yourself, and determine how it fits for you. Okay. This is a thing where, let's say this, okay? I'm gonna do a video soon about this guy saying, "Oh, Redpill did this to me." Stop with that bullshit. Because at the end of the day, you take no accountability. If you said Redpill did this to me, women did this to me, the government did this to me, you take no responsibility. You take no accountability. Then you have not listened to anything about Redpill, right? You haven't listened to nothing in the manosphere. If what you listen to in all men's content, and then you say, "Oh, you know what? listening to men's content make me hate women. Well, then honestly, then you're stupid. All right? You are stupid. I've said this before. I don't promote hate. I promote calling out stupidity, calling out delusion, calling out hypocrisy. Right? Holding people accountable. That is it. You don't need to hate. You don't need to hate people to hold people accountable. You don't need to hate people to call out people's hypocrisies and delusions. You just see logic in it. Right? All that is you hold your boundaries, right? I do not allow you to, enact your delusions onto me. That's it. Now you do what you want to do. You want to be delusional? That's you. But I'll call it out. I notice it. I see your delusions. I see your hypocrisy, and I'm calling you out on it. But if you want to stay delusional, that's up to you. It's not about hating women, okay? It's about understanding women and recognizing shit. That's it.
Something, at least think about it. Take what you have as facts. Use it. That woman said the same thing I say. I'm a black man, but I know I get painted with a brush because they look at us the same way. That's why when I went on Fox,
Tony B, focus on your own self-awareness and make the best decision for yourself. And learn to weed out all the BS. I agree. Okay. When you listen to content online, right? It's just listen to it, right? Don't make it like your Bible, right? Don't make it your Bible. If you like sometimes like what I said, what I heard from Tommy, right? He said, I don't need you to agree with me. I just need you to listen. That is it. That's a great thing. You don't have to agree with anyone, right? You take the information you hear, you process it yourself. You do what you got to do for yourself. This is about you, right? At the end of the day, it's accountability, folks.
Knew not to portray myself a certain way, because if I did something that made all of us look bad, then they would have an excuse to say, look at what they do. So even if I'm saying something, this was the perfect time for you, ma'am, you Ro and the other woman. If I say y'all are combative, the best way to beat me? Make me look like a fool by not.
This is something that I wanted to play again.
I don't want people to think like me. This is one of my favorite sayings. I don't want you to think like me, but I do want you to think. If you see something, you hear something, at least think about it. Take what you have as facts. Use it. That woman said the same thing I say. I'm a black man, but I know I get painted with a brush because they look at us the same way. That's why when I went on Fox, I knew not to portray myself a certain way, because if I did something that made all of us look bad, then they would have an excuse to say, look at what they do. So even if
that is what I like, right? I honestly like that mentality, okay, is a big part of Asian culture, okay? You represent your culture. You represent your community. You represent your family. This is the problem I've said before. Let's say what he's talking about, right? With the black community. No one thinks that a lot of black people don't think, you represent your community. You represent your family. You represent people who look like you. People don't think like that anymore. Particularly in the black community, people don't think like that. Oh, I don't represent my community. I'm just me. Well, then when you act just like you, when other people think, that's what they view black people as, don't complain. Right? Because when you think you are an individual, but you go out into the world, sadly, you represent the community. Steve, what's up, my brother? What's up? Always absorb what is useful. I agree.
If I'm saying something, this was the perfect time for you, ma'am, you Ro and the other woman. If I say y'all are combative, the best way to beat me? Make me look like a fool by not being.
Whiskey, what is up? What's up? I love that, right? See, this is the thing. We have this is why I've said, right? For me, women think that men are violent. I prove differently, right? And that's what I promote with men, right? Don't be what women think you are. Don't. Honestly, be better. Cooking a late dinner. Seriously. I just got home too, so I just finished eating, so I definitely know that, right? I definitely know that. I definitely understand that. That's why tonight probably be won't be that long of a stream. A bit tired, but I still want to hang out with you guys, right? I still want to hang out with you guys for a few bit, right? Because I love you guys, I do. And Whiskey, thank you for being here.
Yeah, we had a talk before. Just real quick, we went on another show, and I talked to some of the ladies like, yo, don't get out of frame, strengthen your arguments, stay away from some of the ad hominems. Right now, did I tell them not to use some of their tactics in debate? No, I didn't tell them. So they deflect a little bit, ask confusing questions, but for all intents and purposes, we took that W. But they stayed in frame though, But this is a genuine conversation. I just fear, are we strengthening our arguments? Or are we falling into the trap? Because Tommy set a trap on purpose to prove his point, and unfortunately, we played into it. And Rose saying no. So you're saying what he said didn't? You saying we had to respond in kind to his energy when he came on?
I personally, I just think, as I said before, I don't see what the point is. If we are doing this from a woman's point of view, and we have men come up on here and talk about everything negative about us, not one positive thing about Black women, I don't really see the point.
Well, you wouldn't have anything.
Hey, bro, can I ask you
why am I not getting? Think about it. If you ask why am I not getting hired, why would they say nice things about you? If you ask why am I not whatever it is, if I ask why am I not getting pussy, you think a woman would say nice things about me? Serious question. Why am I not elicits good things? Why don't I have an A in the class? Do you think the teacher would tell you good things? It makes no sense. You put them in a trick bag. You proved it. If I ask why won't women talk to me?
I haven't watched him. Jeremiah, what's up? I haven't watched him that long. I've seen him sporadically, but the guy, a lot of times he does make sense. So, again, I don't agree with everything he says, but I've watched him quite a few times and I agree.
I promise you, I'm not going to get them telling me how handsome I am.
Yeah. So he absolutely wrote. He absolutely took the point, the question that I was about to ask you, the same thing, right? If you look at the topic of the show, there is not one good answer for that question.
Y'all do this every week.
Okay, but bro, right now, we're not. I'm not. Wait, bro. I'm not debating you, so you don't have to use any debate tactics, right?
You're not debating. I'm telling you, you do this every week.
I'm not here every week.
This one topic, but you got to do this every week.
I'm not here. Like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I literally try my best not to come when y'all here because I don't want to do this with y'all.
So why are you here? That don't make any sense. Why are you coming on here then?
Did he freeze?
Bro. Not Tommy. Why you want to argue with me? I haven't said anything disrespectful to you all night long. I'm trying to give you my point of view and look how you talk.
You're talking the talk right now because what you're saying is you try hard not to come on here, but you're coming on here.
No, I said I try not to come. I try hard not to come on here when y'all here because I don't want to do this with you, right? Because I actually do love and rock with Black women. I don't want to argue with them, right? So this was my point earlier. You made a point to Hemp. You said that you can't remember a time that a dude came up here and talked to the women like Tommy said. Is that like Tommy did? Is that correct?
That is correct.
Can you remember a time where the men have been talked to the way Tommy talked to people on the panel today? Yes or no?
I don't understand your question. What are you saying?
Are the men talked to? Can you remember a time when the men were spoken to the way that Tommy spoke to people today?
I'm saying that there are times where the conversations get heated and they have just to answer your question.
But by your own account, the men don't talk to the women that way, but the men get talked to that way. So this is what I'm saying. When you put a title up to say, why am I not getting approached, which literally elicits all negative commentary. That's all it elicits. And then the fellas come up and they give the negative commentary that the title is asking for. And then they get pushback and criticism and all of the tropes about what Black men are and aren't and why they shouldn't even be talking. I'm asking you as a person who I believe is intelligent, do you think that makes sense?
I don't think that makes sense, but I also believe, from me being on the panel majority of the weeks, that y'all very rarely come on here and say anything positive about Black women.
So
Can't
I'm
say
no
that about
different
me.
then. So wait a minute. So what she's saying is,
Tell me to
after
be
she went through this whole charade telling people I did something that nobody else does, she then
No,
turned around and said,
I said like how you did, where you are cursing them out.
Right. Yeah.
Well, when I
That's what
started
I
off,
said.
but when I started off, I was cursed. The woman even said it. I was just on a soliloquy. I wasn't cursing anyone out. They got upset at my soliloquy.
But the point is this. Hold on real quick.
Routine.
Hold on real quick.
Go ahead.
The point is this, bro. Like, I even appreciate you include me in a comment that you made earlier about him. I didn't expect it. And it meant a lot. I intentionally try not to argue with Black women. I do. That's why I don't come on here with y'all, because I don't be wanting that issue. Right? So I just want, what I really want is for you, right, to give some of the guys a chance to understand that a lot of the time, some of these guys, I don't want to speak for nobody particularly, even though I want to say unpopular truth for some reason. Some of these,
You know, I think that's the problem, where, you know, he said, like, I don't want to argue with you and all that stuff. It's like, I'm not saying necessarily to argue, but are Black men actually taking charge of the Black community? Right? Are they actually taking charge? Are they actually being leaders in the Black community? A lot of people would say no. So maybe, instead of, you know, not wanting to argue or have a conversation with Black women, maybe you should.
these guys really want you all's attention. And I don't mean that like in a sucker simp way. I mean it like, man, can some of these women, and if Hemp don't mind, he probably can still see it. It's in the chat. You know what made me hit the link? Because this nigga Tommy, and I don't mean nigga disrespectfully, but this nigga Tommy says 70% of Black boys are raised by mothers alone. That shit triggered the fuck out of me, because it's absolutely untrue by a mile, right? And I'm like, why the fuck do we always say stupid ass shit like this on these panels that's nowhere near true, that make Black people look fucking bad? But I just came up and I let things play out, because I didn't want it to seem like I came up to attack Tommy, because we technically have a little bit of history. You see what I'm saying? But that's why I came up, to say that is not the truth, to defend Black people, Black women, Black children, Black fathers. So we not all the same. So sometimes when guys are telling y'all what they think, it ain't to fucking be on like on some black women bashing shit. These guys,
Approximately 64 to 66% of Black children in the United States live in a single parent household, the majority of which are headed by single moms. Now, I don't know. Okay. It's okay. Here's the one, right? Single mothers in America, percentage by ethnicity. Most of the 7.3 million single mothers in U.S. are in their 30s, 40s, and lack college education. Okay. So 8% are Asian, 14% are white, 25% are Hispanics, 47% are Black mothers. So yeah, maybe not 70 whatever percent, 43% of single mothers are Black.
guys literally have experiences, and we want you all to be the voice of reason for us, because we might not have that in our own lives.
Can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
Beans, I think that you make some solid points. And I appreciate you being here this evening. So
Thank you, Dana.
I've learned two things tonight. Okay. The first thing, y'all as a whole, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, and I don't mean it condescendingly. Okay. You guys sound very hurt as a whole, as a gender.
Oh God. Why do women constantly talk about who hurt you? Seriously, what a weak like rebuttal. Who hurt you? You sound hurt.
From
Absolutely.
us. From us. Okay. So I get that. But along those lines, when we're saying to you that we're feeling hurt by you, and the perfect example was given by Tommy by saying, I'm going to tell you guys why you're not getting approached. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do things and I'm going to say things to elicit a response to trigger you and have you come out of pocket. And then when you come out of pocket, see, that's what's wrong with you black bitches. Like, we were cool. We could have just had a regular conversation, but instead you were made to look or made to be triggered or made to whatever specifically from.
No one makes you do nothing. No one makes you do anything. You choose to do it yourself. Stop with that BS. Where's the accountability? This is the problem, okay? So it's pretty much like this is your whole spiel, right? If I curse to you, if I say like, call you a bitch to your face, and you went crazy, you went crazy, and let's say beat me up. Well, if you say that I made you beat me up, shows you how weak you are, how easily triggered you are. If that's all it takes, right? If that's all it takes, some words to make you do something that, let's say, you wouldn't do. Like, let's say I called you a bitch and you went and killed me, right? It's like, oh, he made me do it. He made me do it. Really? Really? It was like a gun to your head telling you to beat someone up or kill someone? That was really made you do it? No one made you do anything.
Y'all, and that shit hurts too, because then there's this rampage and there's a fucking 4-hour long conversation about how our conduct is wrong, how we attack you all, and it's like we could have just had a whole, like, that was so unnecessary, and I don't appreciate it. I appreciate the conversation and the banter that followed subsequently, some of it anyway, but it just created dissension for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Okay.
If it hadn't been that, it never would have gotten. He wouldn't have gotten that response.
Okay, so let me be candid real quick. Tommy was the fourth battle. That he wasn't the first battle. So like, and here's another thing that we have an issue doing. And I talk to Love because we do a lot of planning extensively. Like, you don't have to refute every single thing that's said, but we get caught up on these fucking rabbit holes. So if somebody says something that we don't like men are jerking off because they won't want to deal with your mouth, you can say, interesting. Okay. And then you pose a question that makes the men stand on something. Why they not approaching? Absolutely. But instead, we want to say, oh, these niggas ain't jerking off for real. They just pussy and don't want to go. No, understand it and say, okay, well, you think there's fear somewhere in that process? And then men can say, because what I'm thinking is that niggas is scared to approach. But we didn't even get to that part because we telling niggas that they jerking off because they scared of pussy. Like that you have to argue the points.
Yeah.
And and I just think we get so caught up on what we don't like to hear or we don't like how it's said. And I'm just like, we don't further our conversations.
Dana, did y'all watch the show earlier? Did y'all watch the show from earlier, Dana?
No, I had to work.
Man, y'all see, look, y'all would have, they would have had all the ammo in the world for rebutting the men on why we are not getting approached, because Hamp set up a whole little test thing, right? And I think if I remember correctly, only me and Hink passed. All the rest of the guys failed. Y'all could have used that shit against them.
No.
Well, let me tell you why we failed though. Because I thought Hemp was asking us, was we funny, trying to be funny. I didn't know he was trying to like spit some game. I thought he was like, be funny. He's telling me tell a joke. But I get what you're saying though. That made sense. They would have had a lot of ammo. Y'all would have had a lot of ammo.
Absolutely. Because he specifically said, because you niggas ain't funny, what do you do? Right? So he wasn't trying to get you to be funny. He was trying to get you to talk. And them niggas wouldn't even talk, Dana.
So real quick for context, everybody who listening, Tommy, Japrise, Jarbino, we had a show earlier. And I'm like, what do ugly, non-funny niggas do to get women?
Hold on, Tim. You say ugly. You say
my
ugly
bad.
now.
I put some sauce. Okay, I put some sauce on it. Okay. Average niggas, what do they do if they not funny, right? And so Tommy Caprice, Drabino, I had him go in the middle, like, yo, what do you corny niggas do? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Mike, man.
I'm like, that's still some shit that don't like. I'm like, what? So that we didn't even get to that part because
woman groups us as black men. We just overcome it. If you think niggas from Atlanta gay, I'm gonna overcome it. If you think niggas under 6 feet got little dick, I'm gonna overcome it. I'm not gonna beat myself up against the wall. And if a woman just doesn't like me, who I am, you know what I'll do? Go to one that does. I'm not gonna say that your daddy black, therefore you should like me. Because let me tell you what, a lot of y'all women who are asking for men with 6 figures, your daddy didn't make 6 figures. A lot of y'all women who are asking for men who over 6 feet, your daddy 5'3". And we don't sit up there and get to tell you, your daddy had a little dick, so you should want mine. And yet you tell us, your mama black. Just because my mama black, my mama fucked my daddy, and I wouldn't be with anybody who fucked my daddy. My mama titties is on her lap. I wouldn't want a woman whose titties is on their lap. These are ridiculous things to say, but you try to shame a person instead of do what black men have to do every day. Convince a person.
Tommy, I understand what you're saying, and you make a very valid point. But to go back to Ham's point and go back to some of the comments, like the conversation this evening went left. It didn't start when Tommy came on. You're absolutely right, Ham. The conversation went left when E the man was up here and he was trying to tell us why we're not getting approached. And he was like, have you ever considered the fact that some of y'all are just ugly?
Absolutely.
That's where shit went left.
Absolutely.
That's where shit went left.
Yeah.
Okay. And then,
But
so
can that not be a fact, though?
Hold on. Then I responded in kind.
Before I came up?
Absolutely.
Yes. And then so I responded in kind. You're not the authority. You don't get to tell niggas that they're ugly when you look like somebody's baby mama. And then here come angry man. Don't disrespect that black man. But it was a
This is before I came up.
Hold on. Let me get that.
Time during the day. I said this the last time during the day. When we come at y'all,
I didn't say no shit like that.
Reaction. It's normally a reaction. He said something. He was coming for us. I clapped back. It was a reaction. Didn't nobody tell him to shut the fuck up?
Hold on, Dana.
I cannot let Dana do that, man. Dana, you cannot.
Is that not a
Hold on, Tommy. Let me get that.
Is that not a fair thing? Because remember, DJ Hamp said that he had a whole show where he said, what do you average to ugly niggas do who ain't funny? And they stepped up and didn't get mad and say, who the fuck you talking about? They stepped up.
He actually asked us to rate ourselves on the scale of 1 to 10.
I'm curious. I really want to know this. Why is it that all black women apparently are beautiful? Where did that come from?
That's not what it was. It was, so I wish you had been here, Tommy, to see it, because it wasn't just that he was calling us ugly. He was saying things like, my jokes land with white women. My jokes, what did he say?
Why would that bother you?
All the things. Wait, all the.
See, why would that bother you? What if that's true?
Hold on. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But why can't it just be that white women like my jokes, so they think that I'm funny?
Why tell someone? Wait a minute. Why tell someone how they have to present?
Yeah, you did. Let her finish though.
It's a fact. If a woman tells me I've never had a white man who don't pay for the first date, why would I say you ain't got to compare me to white men if what she said is true?
Puerto Rican ugly?
It's also that nigga's ugly, but that's not the point. The point is, it's not the fucking point. The point is,
somebody said you called the guy named World Class ugly unprovoked. Is that true?
You called the Puerto Rican ugly?
No.
Wow.
No. It wasn't
unprovoked. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That's my point. That's why I need to get in here. Because you lying.
I wasn't even here last week.
First of all, you up here playing the victim. Hold on. First of all, you up here playing the victim. For one. You are the main one that be talking about men. You are the main one. And you always try to play the victim talking about men talking about you first. That be the damn lie every time. Men do not come up here talking about you first. You the one that take it left every time.
I just demonstrated it right now, UT. I just demonstrated it. I said he came up here talking crazy to us about us, how we ain't shit and black women don't do X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. And have you ever considered the fact that some of y'all are just fucking ugly? So then I responded. I didn't come at that nigga first. He came.
But if you're not ugly, why did you respond?
He asked
If
you
you're
asked
not ugly, why did you
Watch
respond?
this. Or black women in general, he was basically self-deprecating, if you ask me, by saying that he can't get black women to appreciate his jokes and stuff. So it's no way for you to actually facilitate or prove that he was talking about y'all. I think y'all take that personal because y'all know that man don't even got a black woman, a black wife. And it's like, how you gonna talk about black women when you married a non-black woman? I think that's really where that comes from, but I could be wrong.
He said, have y'all considered that some of y'all, I don't know, he's not talking about the women on the panel. He was talking about black women generally. Have y'all just considered
It's
that some of y'all are
true.
just
Well,
ugly?
that's a true statement.
What is that?
Fine.
How is that
Fine.
you?
Yeah, laughing man.
Fine. Maybe it is true. It is true because right before he said that, I said the same thing. I don't respond to some of y'all because maybe y'all niggas are ugly. That's fine. But it wasn't just that. It wasn't just that. And we're not going to make it out. Y'all got to go back and roll the tape because that's not what happened.
I got to talk to you because she obviously, this is sickening. I'm gonna be honest with you. This shit that Dana is doing right now, she is up here calling the pot that's calling the kettle black. She is literally the damn pot. She the pot. She be on here. She do the same thing. They just like she kept on saying earlier. She was saying to Tommy, we could have had a one-on-one conversation, a good conversation. But she the main one that does this all the time. She can't play the victim on that shit, and she the main culprit.
I'm not the victim.
You shouldn't even have said that shit. I don't even know why you got the balls, got the overreach to say that.
Why you up here talking? Come on, UT. Come on, UT.
You shouldn't even have the overreach to say that, bro.
You and I don't have to say it.
All right. We don't have
this
an argument.
Go ahead, I'm done.
Go ahead, Drog. We about to.
All right. Tommy, I've known Tommy for 15 years. I don't know if he still remember me or not. The last time we talked was during the pandemic. You remember when the pandemic started? But I'm gonna tell you the reason why Tommy led to me getting married. You know, Tommy said that it's a lot of things that he said. He said, if you want to get married to a woman, let that woman listen to you, listen to Tommy. So I went on a road trip with my wife for over 5 hours, and he listened to Tommy and did not say anything. And that's how I realized that women have sense. Anytime when you see like a lot of these women, they get offended by what Tommy is saying rather than listening to what she's saying. And then after that, when we came back from the road trip, up to now, my wife do not straighten her hair. My wife have changed a lot of things. Even to the pandemic, when I started talking to Tommy, because me and him, we used to talk. I'm mad that he got off YouTube. Yeah, we used to talk a lot. And then I'm mad that he got off YouTube, but
I don't say it. I just let them rattle it off. I have so many people who told me they've gotten married because of that simple thing that I told them. Let them listen to one of my shows and see how they respond. See what they say. A combative woman will do, and it's no offense to Dana.
No, I haven't heard it. Why?
But Dana, you found a reason, and people have to keep telling you that's not true. If people have to keep telling you that's not true, maybe you should think before you speak. But black women don't have to because they can shame the people they're speaking to. I had to listen because I didn't know that I was the one who started the drama. There was no drama before I came. It was kumbaya if I listened to you. But they had to tell you, no, that was the fourth argument. But you made me feel like crap. Like before I came, there were tulips and everybody was tiptoeing through them. You can't do that to people because I never said, whoa, it's when we speak like that, we try to ruin a point that's being made. I tried to tell y'all, there's a reason.
Really? Interesting. I didn't. Interesting.
I'm with one. There's a reason why I'm raising.
I can see the logic in that. I can see why they would do that, which is okay.
Little black girls, and then I got babies' mamas who ain't talking shit. I have to be doing something right. I have to. For me to be going out saying the crap that I'm saying, and I got a mom who's a pastor who comes on my show and say, I disagree with you, son, but I'm proud of you. Somebody thinks that I actually do give a shit because I'm not one of the passport bros or let me get a white bitch bro. I got a black one. And I love black women, just like I love the 49ers. And when Brock Purdy put us on a 3-game losing streak, guess who was the main one talking shit? Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that. Guess who was the main one saying we need to get our defense correct? Me. Because that's my team, and I want them to win. And you know how I feel about black women? That's my motherfucking team. And I don't want them in the basement. I don't want them missing the fucking playoffs. I want them motherfuckers winning a championship every year. And if you ever know your coach don't sit up.
Controversially, I've said this before, right? This is a maybe controversial opinion. I think women would benefit more than men for listening to men's content. Controversial opinion, right? I think women would benefit more listening to men's content than men do, right? What's up, big bars? Because here's the thing, right? I believe a lot of men's content, right? Get a man that wants to provide for you. Get a man that wants to, take care of you. Don't give your body to just anybody. Don't just give your body to anybody. Treat your body like a temple. Don't be a 304, right? Don't be a 304. Right? Don't be a hoe. Don't rack up your body count. Right? Don't rack up your body count. Right? Don't have a kid out of wedlock. Seriously, don't have a kid out of wedlock. Stop with that feminist bullshit. Okay? It's not gonna get you a man. It's not gonna get you a family, If you want that, if you want to be a career woman, cool. But you got to focus on that. You got to pick or choose. Life is not going to be perfect. You're not going to have it all, right? I think a lot of men would a lot of men's content is more beneficial for women, right? But what can I say? Women think that, it's always about, misogyny, hate of women, but it's not. I don't believe it is, right? I don't believe it is. Right? I think it's more about, what some men believe that it's some men's, right? Some men's content, their advice, they believe it's more beneficial for women than the feminist nonsense, right? The feminist nonsense have been a detriment to women. To be honest, it has been a detriment to society. Honest opinion, right? It has been a detriment to society, right? The feminist nonsense has been a detriment to society, right? It has pretty much destroyed marriage, destroyed the birth rates of so many countries. That's what I said. I think women benefit more from men's content than, men might.
Up there and brag about you when you won one game that year. Your coach tell you we got to get this shit. They don't care. They don't care what you say on a date because they just trying to screw. They don't care if you got blue hair, gray hair. They don't care most of these men don't even care that your pussy stink. They just go tell their homeboys, her pussy stink. But he don't tell you. Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
And Tommy, to piggyback off that, my father didn't say this shit to me when I made straight A's because it was expected. One day I actually asked him, "Why don't you say anything to me when I do something good?" He said, Why should I congratulate you for some shit you're supposed to do anyway? Ooh. It's expected.
I expect. Thank you.
Balance, but you have to have balance.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, it's expected. So I was like, what can I say?
Dana, that's the thing for
me. What can I tell him, Tommy?
See what happened was, Dana, real quick. What happened was, Mandrell added to Tommy's point, which he's not wrong.
Right.
But what happens on YouTube is points also get stifled when people add on to them. When Tommy made that point, we should have let that bitch marinate a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. To give it time to sink in. You know what I mean? Right. But Mandrell ad-libbed like he Puff Daddy without all the
Yeah, he just come in. Should be
That's
crazy.
a bad example, man. That's a bad example.
No, but what happened was UT. Now what happened was on that one, Mandrell, UT stepped on my point. You see how that worked? I didn't even get to finish my point.
I ain't been able to talk all day. I'm sorry.
Phone like you, whatever. If you saying what's right, you saying what's right. I'm not gonna pretend like you saying something wrong because I might have some sort of issue with you. You saying what's right, you saying what's right, and I'm gonna stand next to you as long as you're right. It is what it is. We can deal with our issue at another day. But in that moment, bro was kicking the facts. And like I said, everybody who know me know. Like I started all this in this space, not the whole woke space, but in this space, I started that black woman is God shit. Nobody was saying that over here on me. Absolutely. I support the ladies. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them win. You know, I'm like Tommy, I want to see them win. But at the same time, we got to hold them accountable. That's why I talk about my relationship openly, because I want people to know these things they saying, they are real. I am with a woman who is half of everything these niggas talk about, and it drains the lifeblood out of me. But at the same time, I ain't got the bag, so I can't get rid of it.
Damn. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit
Hey,
like that.
real
shit
quick,
like
man.
that.
We about to wrap this shit up. I want to
talking because it's
he
a
been
drink.
drinking.
I feel you. This motherfucker.
Liquid courage, baby. Liquid courage.
That's that Paul Masson. Hey, I just want to say real quick, we're gonna get it. Final thoughts from everybody. Tommy, I will say, I feel like I wish clips like this of this last 10 minutes of you would be more viral.
Clip it, nigga.
I'm gonna clip it.
You can't clip it.
I got you. I'm gonna clip it.
Good. 10. They never point out that movie was nothing but showing how we need each other. All I do is say about black women, we need each other, but I can't tell you I need you if you don't find me of value. I can't convince you that we can work together if you don't value me. Can you get a good worker if they don't value your job if you're Popeyes? No, that's why they got shitty workers there. Think about it. If we keep calling you queen, but you view us as pieces of shit, nigga, and that's why I got upset with the woman earlier. You don't refer to me as no nigga. I'm not your nigga. I'm not going to let one white woman refer to me as that, and I damn sure ain't going to let some woman in anger of what I'm saying call me a nigga. So I'm going to give you a word that bothers you. It's the same way of why black folks think it's cute to say white boy and white girl, but then when they get mad and say nigger, you racist. Well, then why did you start with them? Leave people the hell alone. If people are coming in like the brother said, that brother didn't tell her she was ugly. You ate that ugly. He didn't say you ugly. I don't give a damn if a woman coming in here, y'all niggas with little dicks. I'm not going to get mad. And I'm sure not going to eat that one. But you spend too much time instead of listening at what makes sense. And I'm telling you, they'll feed you sexy red before they feed you me. Why? Read the story of Hansel and Gretel. They were fed till they were full so they could be slaughtered. Somebody better say that boy good.
I love that, right? Yeah, what Steve said. Here's a crazy idea. Investing in something that has a 70% chance of losing 50% in 10 years equals marriage. Marriage is a I do understand marriage is a tough thing, right? Marriage is definitely a tough thing.
You gotta get that
Yeah, this mom.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Look at John hating. He talking about Tommy. You was cool till you said the 49ers. Yeah, all right, yo. I don't think nobody got a chance.
Going to win the Super Bowl, baby.
No, they're not. Tommy, come on, you're not in trouble. I was all right with you until you said that shit.
Who's gonna beat them?
Everybody.
Why is he not his?
I'm a 49ers fan. Yeah, nobody don't got a chance in hell, man.
Why?
Oh, you guys don't start off football. Don't start off football.
You can't stop the run.
45.
Dana, who you go for? Wait, Dana, who you cheer for?
I cheer for sleep. I want to go to bed.
All right, we out. Yo, damn, man.
Man,
Gotta work in
y'all
the
got a
morning,
quarterback.
nigga.
That young boy
Come on.
Richardson. Next year, y'all gonna be something serious. But stop
he-
running his ass because you don't run the quarterback. That boy gonna get hurt. Don't run him next year.
He think he a running back though, Tommy. It's gonna be hard, man. That's half his game.
And them white dudes be running them. They do the same thing. Look at what they did. They run those black quarterbacks and act like it's college. They don't run them white boys into them brick walls like that.
Yeah, Richardson, big boy though, too.
Look
But
what
that's
they
how
do
you-
with Jackson. They constantly running design runs for this boy.
Yeah.
They did
Let
the
him
same
pass
thing with
to the white boys.
They used to do the same thing for Michael Vick. They designed plans for him to run.
No, they run.
Look what
They
they
run
did to
Richardson.
Jalen Hurts.
But they run Richardson like they run Cam Newton. That's like up the middle, dive and draw. That's too much.
Yeah, you're gonna get the guy hurt like that now.
Them linebackers is just as big and fast. This ain't college. You know what I mean? So
Shit, they bigger.
Yeah.
You get hit by Dre Greenlaw, you going to sleep.
You talk about 260, 270-pound truck coming at you, running a 4.7.
I love talking football.
You know, his shoes almost 300 pounds running that fast at you. So I mean,
it's okay. What do you guys think? I want to show you this, right?
So China has officially
Let's check this one out. I think things are changing, right? I think things are going to change, right? I mean, it might be a slow change, but I think things are going to change.
passed a law that will essentially state. So China has officially passed a law that will essentially state the following. As a man who is in the midst of divorce, you will no longer be forced to give up half of your belongings, net worth, etc. That's right, folks. If your wifey wants to leave you because she's no longer happy, right? She has outgrown the relationship.
Right.
She can also outgrow your assets. That's how that's going to work from here on out.
Right.
Now, I'm a believer that, you know, if a man is trifling as hell, if he's abusive, if he's laying up with any old body, that you deserve to have a little something with you. But it turns out that a majority of divorces that take place within the Western world are not founded on any of those things. And around 70% of these divorces are initiated by the wife. So imagine where divorce rates would go if all of a sudden there was no financial benefit of leaving that man.
And I love this. I hope this is a thing where this needs to be brought over into the West, right? Where you do not get half of a man's property. You don't. I'll say this, right? I mean, let's make it. I think this is fair. If there's no cheating, if there's no abuse, you don't get half. You don't get half. Okay, you don't get half of his shit. So China is doing it. America should be doing it eventually. I believe. I believe it's down the road because already there are some states that has passed that they've gotten rid of no fault divorces, right? They've gotten rid of no fault divorces. So you have to say a reason. You have to prove a reason why you're getting divorced. You have to prove a reason why you're getting divorced. So I think this might be down the road eventually, right? So we'll know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's in Georgia, I think, or Tennessee. Yeah. So it's a small step. It's a small step towards men gaining some equality, right? Equality in the men gaining some equality in the court system. So I love it. You want to know something, DA? I noticed women in communist third world countries are the hottest, but unfortunately, in a capitalist society as the West I just say we can't have it all. Yeah, no, you can't have it all.
And that goes for y'all too, ladies. If you've got the bag, you keep the bag. Simple.
Now, I already know some of you guys are thinking, this is a law that we need here in the United States. Here's what's crazy. There are reports that China's definitely at a place where their divorce rates are over 50%. Not only that, there are certain places that have a higher divorce rate than that. 72+% in some areas. We're going to check out just a few comments. Then I want to move on to that second video I want to show you guys. This person here says, this should be a global rule. Another person here added, pack up, boys. We're moving to China. What do you think? Are you inspired to move to China? All right, so this video is insane. So the title of this video from China Observer reads, China has the highest number of single women. Again, highest number of single women. The rest of the title reads, and divorce rates, toxic advice destroys Chinese women. Let's check out this video. By the way, you're going to see this guy talking in Chinese, but the person, when they cut his voice out, is going to be translating what he's actually saying.
And children. Nowhere else do so many divorced women seek welfare partners. And most of them don't succeed. What's the reason behind this, friends? There's only one reason. Chinese women have been consuming too much toxic positivity advice. They've been told that men should earn money while women should focus on looking beautiful. That men struggle to find wives, but women never have trouble finding husbands. This so-called wisdom has left women dazed, confused and disoriented. Completely lost and disoriented. This elderly man's remarks may be extreme, but real-life cases do support some of his views.
Now, I want you guys to know something. I don't speak any language from China, right? I don't speak Mandarin, but I can understand coffee when I hear it.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
This man is brewing that Beijing brew. Brother, come on, let's go. Pay attention to this next story. This next story is crazy.
In January 2025, an online court trial video sparked widespread controversy across the Chinese internet.
As a father, you've never called your child, never cared about her life, never taken responsibility for their education. You haven't even made a single phone call in a year. You've deprived my child of a father's love. You've taken no responsibility for this family, not even a cent as a father. You've never cared about your child's life or education.
In the 7.5-minute courtroom video, nearly 7 minutes were filled with the plaintiff, Yan Dongping, voicing her accusations. To any observer, she appeared to be a deeply wounded wife, an abandoned mother, while her husband was seemingly an irresponsible man. But a single statement from her husband, Sheng Zhubao, shattered the...
Okay. Okay, so Laughing Miss says, suggestion. You should make your Avocado channel a investment channel. Like you said, just a suggestion, that's all. Here's my thing, right? I would love to, but to be honest, here's my thing, right? I don't claim to be anyone amazing when it comes to investment. So that's why it's hard for me to make it an investment channel, because I wouldn't have enough content. Okay. Plus I wouldn't have any like very high level content. That's my thing, right? I wouldn't be able to make a high level content about investing. I know very basic, right? When I invest, my investment is very basic. I mean, you saw, I posted a video, right? I posted a video on my, Devil's Advocate channel about investing. It's very basic, right? It's nothing like, I'm not like learning charts. I'm not like, learning patterns, all this stuff, reading, earnings report, all that stuff. So it's like, honestly, it's basic. And like I said, when it comes to investing, I kind of listen to other people. So it's hard for me to say, oh, I want to make a full channel dedicated to investing, because I'm no one special when it comes to investing, right? I'm no one special. So it's hard.
Entire performance. I was working in Beijing. I gave you all my money without keeping a single cent for myself. Finally, the judge delivered the verdict. The couple's joint property, a car, is awarded to the plaintiff, Yan Dongping. At that moment, before the camera was turned off, Yan Dongping turned her head and smiled.
Ooh, they caught her.
A smile filled with an indescribable sense of sweetness and triumph. To many viewers, it felt as if she was looking at someone she truly loved. This scene deeply wounded her weary and honest husband, who quietly wiped away the tears at the corner of his eyes. This scene didn't just wound her husband, it struck a nerve with every viewer watching. And
you see that? The destruction of men, where a woman can paint herself as a victim. The woman can paint herself as the victim and everyone listens, right? When women paint themselves as victim, everyone listens. Men, women, right? The government, the court, they all listen. Men are never the victim. Men aren't victims. The world does not perceive men as victims. And that man said it, right? He gives everything to his wife. It's disgusting.
So, what people jokingly called the first world-famous painting of 2025, Yan Dongping's smile, was born, ultimately making her the target of
Exactly, evil world. That's the poison of feminism right there. That's the poison, right? That's the poison of victimhood. The poison of, you know what, putting women on a pedestal, right? Society puts women on a pedestal. Absolutely poisonous.
Online outrage.
Wow.
As the controversy grew, the truth began to surface. When the couple first went to the
I don't know. I've never heard of China having a prenup. I mean, maybe.
Civil Affairs Bureau to finalize their divorce, they were required to undergo a 1-month cooling-off period. A policy introduced under China's 2021 marriage law intended to promote marital stability.
Right.
But in Miss Yan's case, that month became the perfect opportunity for her to execute a carefully planned strategy. Under the pretense of achieving financial independence through an online store, she escalated her demands, stripping the father of visitation rights and even insisting that their daughter change her surname, severing all ties between them. People quickly exposed the so-called financial independence as nothing more than a sham. Miss Yan's online store was merely a business license on paper, with little to no actual revenue.
Wow. This is an evil, evil ex-wife. First off, you know that the person she was smiling to, you guys heard the story. They're doing the online type of court where you're on video and some type of a Zoom, I'm assuming. And after she gets what she wants and the husband is wiping off tears before she turns off her camera, she's so excited that she looks over, smiles, and the camera catches that smile and she turns into a meme. She goes viral and people start looking deeper into her story. And Young Dong Ping doesn't drink coffee.
No, I'll have a tea actually.
Young Dong Ping is probably a 304.
The family's middle-class lifestyle, owning a home and a car in a third or fourth-tier city, was entirely built on years of her husband's hard-earned wages from working in the big city.
Wow.
This divorce case ignited a firestorm online, striking at a painful reality in China's urbanization.
And that's why a lot of Chinese men are actually walking away from marriage. Right? You think women are? No. A lot of Chinese men are just like they're done. A lot of Chinese men are done. Same with the West, right? That's the poison of feminism for you.
Process. Millions of left-behind families follow the same survival model. Husbands working in distant cities while wives stay behind to raise children. In truth, this phenomenon stems from deeper systemic issues, including the household registration system and unequal distribution of educational resources. For many migrant workers in similar situations, the Yan case served as a wake-up call, highlighting the risks they too might one day face. The most troubling part is that the betrayer pays no price. In recent years, with the economic fallout from the pandemic...
Oh yeah, you know what? That's also one of the reasons why I've always I always thought it would be a good idea, to live in other countries, as a retirement, right? If you build enough wealth, that's the thing where that's why a lot of passport bros, right? They just they just retire in another country because how you could stretch the current the US dollar.
Many men lost their jobs or suffered business failures. In almost every case, it was the women who quickly filed for divorce, often walking away with whatever little assets remained.
I mean, I'm sorry. It's not looking good for women globally. Globally, if you give them power, what do? Break up families. I'm sorry. This is what. Am I wrong here? And someone may say it's not power. Okay, it's power and also the internet. Why? Because now you can brainwash them. Because all you need is a group somewhere and an influencer who's feeding you fake lies. Is your husband not sharing the emotional labor? Yeah. That's Ding Gong Ping, whatever her name was. Women have been falling for the same lie they fell for in the garden. You can be more than you are. And feminism is infiltrating a lot of countries. Shisha, it's not all women. I get it's not all women. But obviously it's most of them in China.
Yeah, not all women. It's a lot of women. It's a lot of women, right? I said this before, okay? Even the few women that's been like a little bit poisoned by feminism, right? A little an inkling of a feminist idea, they've been poisoned, right? They've been completely poisoned.
And in the US, they've lost their minds. I know it's not all women, but feminism is definitely influencing a lot of this, even over here in China.
For many men, marriage has reduced them to mere providers, financial tools discarded with no fair outcome. This has fueled growing anxiety among young men about marriage. Statistics show that over 40% of men born in the 90s and 2000s now
Buster, what's up, my brother? What's up, my brother? I'm okay, right? Kind of tired, so tonight's stream won't be too long. This is the last video I'm gonna do for tonight. Good to see you. Good to see you, my brother. I hope you're doing well. Right? I hope you're doing well. But yeah, tonight this will be the last video for tonight.
express a fear of marriage. Cases like Yan's only deepen this fear, and she is far from an isolated example. People have responded with bitter laughter, saying that with a single smile, Yan has pushed China's record low marriage rate even lower. No one knows exactly who that smile was meant for, but one thing is clear. It has left many men
probably her side piece. Probably her side piece or her or some other women, poisoning her.
Terrified of walking away from a marriage with nothing. Terrified that one day their own wives might flash a Yan-style smile. Scrolling through social media, it's easy to find boastful statements like, I can drive, I can earn money, I can cook, so why do I need a man?
Come on,
This
guys.
certainly reflects women's independence.
Are they sure they're not in the US?
But the way it's framed as a classic...
That is the poison of feminism. Yeah, I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you're here. You know what's funny, right? I stream on Kick, but I don't really look at it much. The other day I look at it and I have about 34 subscribers, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't even think I would have any, right? I would not even think I have any subscribers on Kick. So thank you for anyone on Kick that's watching, right? So I wanted to say that. Thank you for anyone on Kick that's watching.
Example of toxic positivity rhetoric, one that exposes the distorted gender perceptions shaped by the CCP state system. While official media promotes gender equality on the surface, it simultaneously allows various independent social media platforms to spread extreme feminist narratives. This false notion of women's liberation is, in reality,
controversial, right? You will wonder, why would a communist country like China push out feminist propaganda, right? Why would a country like China push out feminist propaganda? Same thing with why the patriarchal country like America back in the day pushed out feminist ideology. Why? because it is for the rich. You can tax more people and you have a bigger working force. That is the underlining thing, right? This is why the wealthy, this is why, the powerful men, right? Why would powerful men push out feminist propaganda? Because now you have another group of people to tax, right? This is what feminists have fallen for it, okay? You want to complain about the patriarchy? Seriously, they are the ones who's backing you, right? The powerful men in the ivory towers or up in the top, right? The men that you complain about the patriarchy, those are the men that are backing women. Buster, I love that. I love that. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. And that's the insanity, right? Feminism is destroying America, but this is the thing. The rich, the powerful, right? The wealthy, they love it. Because now you have another group to tax, and you had more added bodies to the workforce. And that is why communist China is pushing out feminist propaganda. Because now they have more bodies in the workforce.
A betrayal of genuine gender equality. Is finding a partner only about having someone who can cook, earn money, and drive? Relationships are built on emotional connection, mutual understanding, and growing together. Things that shouldn't be overlooked. True independence should empower people to choose meaningful relationships rather than dismissing the value of companionship. Are material possessions like luxury homes and cars the ultimate measure of success? Placing too much emphasis on material wealth may reflect a mindset that prioritizes external achievements over deeper fulfillment in life.
Right.
Most importantly, equating not needing a man with independence shifts away from the true meaning of gender equality and can even disrupt social harmony. This mindset is, in reality, extreme individualism and outright materialism disguised as progress. It can be seen as a toxic version of the independent woman ideal, one that has contributed to cases like Jan's. Another form of toxic positivity rhetoric is the princess syndrome narrative, often expressed as women should be beautiful and men should be the providers. This idea is misleadingly packaged as traditional virtue and widely promoted on social media. As a result, many single women possess.
Brent, what's up, my brother? What's up, my brother? Guys, this is going to be the last video, right? This is the last video. Sorry, I'm a bit tonight. I was late, but I was tired. Got off of work, and I just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit. So it won't be that long of a stream tonight.
Possessively wait for a dominant CEO type partner to appear, quite popular in romanticized Chinese dramas.
This really sounds like all the toxic femininity, and I do mean toxic femininity advice, has just been adopted by China. I mean,
I've said this before, right? China is being poisoned by feminism, okay? And I think China's being poisoned by feminism by extremes. I think you're seeing them. I don't know. Maybe it's crazy, right? But maybe it's because they've been so, not feminists for so long. So the feminism is happening very quickly. So birth rates are like diving off a cliff. Marriage rates are diving off of cliffs. Divorce rates are rising to the sky.
Line and sinker, like they didn't leave anything out. They're like, what are those chicks doing? We want to do that and F up our marriages and our lives too. And ask the women in the U.S. what they're going through now. Ask the women in the U.S., do you feel safer when you walk the streets now that you have a generation of young people who are being raised in single mother households, aggressive men who have no fathers because you're limiting their influence? Ask them, do you feel like you have more rights? Like, how did this work out for you? How are your politics? Are your men buying into your feminist ideas, or are they leaning right? They're going to lean right. They're going to push back. It doesn't end well ever, because at the core of that message, you're making young men feel useless. You feel like you have more, not somebody who can be respected outside of what they provide monetarily.
Logically, there should be plenty of wealthy CEOs fighting over me. Look at me, I was born naturally beautiful and I just don't get it. Someone as pretty as me.
Yo, Artie, what's up, my brother? What is up?
Why have I waited 36 years and not a single CEO has shown up?
Yeah, this can't.
That's the delusion, right? And that's the problem. That's another problem with feminism, right? Feminism have deluded women to thinking that, you know, you can have your standards like crazy as high, and there are men that want that meet your standards and they want you out there. Absolutely idiotic, right? Absolutely idiotic, thinking that, oh, feminism support, you know, you have high standards. There are plenty of men out there that want you that fit those standards. But do you fit those standards? Do you fit their standards? You don't. How's she beautiful? Like, yeah, how's she's definitely not.
Can't be real, bro. This shit's crazy. I was not expecting for this video to get this wild. It's my first time seeing this.
Some once stable families have also been torn apart by these unrealistic fantasies of happiness. Miss Hu Pei is a typical case. Her husband earned 10,000 yuan a month, enough for a comfortable life, but she became consumed by online toxic positivity narratives.
Oh, shoot.
Women should be princesses, deserve the best cosmetics and designer bags, and must have a handsome, wealthy CEO picking them up in a luxury car every day. She began to resent her current lifestyle.
I don't want to live in that rundown house anymore. I want to be like my friends, living in a nice apartment.
Looks like Mrs. Hu Pei is going to be wondering who's going to pay her.
And here's this weak husband right here, right? A weak husband holding on to his wife, his ungrateful wife. This is the thing. Leave. They want to go? Go. You want to go? Fine, go. Leave.
Stylish, sophisticated girl. I have high standards for myself, and I'm very picky.
With her husband, she became increasingly aggressive.
If the makeup I wear, the clothes on my back, and everything I eat and use don't come from you, then you're a complete failure as a man.
Even during mediation, her husband was still thinking about her well-being. I sought mediation because I want you to have a good life. But she responded coldly, "You're not my parents. I don't need you worrying about my marriage." In the end, Zhang Liwei could only sigh in resignation and say, "Marriage is supposed to be about sharing responsibilities equally, right? But everything that should have been shared between us, I ended up shouldering it alone, and I spoiled her into having princess syndrome." This story ultimately ended in tragedy. When the wealthy CEO Zhang Dong appeared, Hu Pei believed she had finally found the ideal life she had seen glorified online. Eager to escape what she saw as an ordinary marriage, she left without hesitation. But reality hit hard. Zhang Dong soon revealed his true colors, toying with her feelings before heartlessly abandoning her. Filled with regret, Hu Pei returned to the home she once despised, hoping to reclaim her ordinary life. But by then, Zhang Liwei had already given up on her. Today, Chinese social media and self-media...
We're not going to just go over that story like it wasn't a glorious ending. Yes. Hu Pei needs to go get a job. Hu Pei needs to go get a job.
Loudly promote female independence while simultaneously portraying marrying into wealth as life's ultimate success. Yet those who follow these narratives often find themselves facing harsh realities,
right,
as one veteran journalist bluntly exposed.
Some wealthy elites, some second-generation rich guys change girlfriends every month. Many even date multiple women at the same time. The more attractive ones might get to stay around for a few extra days, but don't even talk about women's rights in front of them. You won't even have basic human rights. Because when they've had their fun and tell you to leave, you have no choice but to go.
Damn.
In a campus interview, a female student confidently said,
"Dating doesn't come for free, right?"
A sharp-witted respondent immediately pointed out the issue.
Why are you using the word free? Let me ask you, what kind of things in this world actually require payment? Products? What exactly are you considering yourself to be?
The most deceptive toxic positivity narrative is the one about life after divorce. A matchmaker in Shenzhen put it bluntly.
There's this toxic positivity myth spreading online. Divorced women are in high demand. Single mums from a second marriage are sought after. I've been
That's been spread around. That's insanity. No, they're not being sought after.
a matchmaker for a long time, and I can tell you the truth. In the real Shenzhen dating market, if you're divorced and have a son, no matter how beautiful you are, the moment men hear that, they don't even want to meet you.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Why? Because men today aren't willing to raise someone else's child anymore, especially if it's a boy. Men nowadays aren't that naive.
Some independent social media platforms have even fabricated the myth of high-quality men's clubs to mislead their audience.
Divorced women can only marry high-quality men. They should never settle for ordinary men.
Hey, China might be worse off than the US, bro. I'm listening to these and they took it a step further. What are you talking about? Divorced women should only date high-value quality men? What is going on? This dude right here is like, what do you mean?
Because ordinary men care too much about whether you've been married before or if you've had children. Your past matters to them. But in our club, elite men earning 5 to 6 million yuan a year don't mind if a woman has been divorced.
Oh, so they're scamming these chicks. They're probably paying into clubs and they're falling. Bro, women are lost, bro. I'm sorry. What is the conclusion? What conclusion can you come up to here?
Mental Muppets. Exactly.
That they will fall for this. This is crazy.
To them, marriage isn't just about having kids or physical attraction. Marriage is about fulfilling dreams.
In response, a commentator...
Whose dreams? Marriage is about fulfilling whose dreams? Just the woman's? The selfishness. The utter selfishness.
Angrily refuted. How much did you drink to be talking this nonsense? There is no such club. Be sure you can treat yourself like a fool tossing coins into a wishing well, thinking you'll get whatever you want. And let me ask, are there actually any big shots here making 5 or 6 million a year? Step up and comment. Is what this person is saying even true? These toxic positivity narratives are seriously distorting society's views on love and marriage. Take the widely circulated 101 things a man should do for a woman as an example. It sets unrealistic standards for love, defining actions like buying late-night snacks at 3 a.m. and traveling to various destinations as measures of devotion.
Yeah, listen, Chinese men sound like they just need a little bit of that American espresso in their system.
Controversially, I think Chinese men need to start watching manosphere content. I think Chinese men should start listening to manosphere content.
And all this will go out the window. All this. And the difference with men is that men move based on logic, right? They'll look around, they'll talk to other men, they'll hear the information of how men in the West are dealing with this as they continue to see this coming up. And they'll be like, okay, this is what it is. Cool. Right? We're going to have to make changes. We're going to have to vote differently. We're going to have to change these laws somehow, some way.
As a result, many otherwise stable relationships.
Here's my thing, right? I mean, if we could change these laws or whatever, like, get rid of no fault divorce. Get rid of splitting of the assets. That would be amazing, but it will be an uphill battle. This is why I say men just go MGTOW or get a passport, travel. They need to man up. Exactly. I agree. They need to man up.
Have fallen apart simply because they couldn't meet these exaggerated expectations. Misleading ideas such as only foolish women wait for a man to mature and older men are better than struggling young men further warp young people's values. Why has toxic positivity become so widespread? A veteran journalist analyzed.
Everyone knows that toxic positivity is harmful, but many women just love listening to it. Let me break it down for you. First, toxic positivity usually contains a bit of truth. If it were complete nonsense, no one would listen. For example, it's true that women face challenges when they leave their family homes, they enter a new family, take care of their in-laws, raise children, endure their husband's temper, and basically become servants, and so on and so on. When women hear this, they feel overwhelmed. They think, this is so true, and they immediately hit follow for that influencer. But in reality, these narratives exist just to attract more women. Who doesn't know that women are the biggest spenders?
According to the 2024 Social Media and Youth Values Survey report released by a sociology research institute, 76.3% of women aged 18 to 35 consume toxic positivity content daily. Among them, 45.2% admitted that such content influenced their expectations of love and marriage, while 28.7% acknowledged having unrealistic fantasies as a result. Statistics from the Civil Affairs Department showed that in the first quarter of 2024, the divorce rate among people under 30 increased by 15.6% year over year. Of these divorces, 42.3% were attributed to irreconcilable values.
A smart woman wouldn't use online standards to judge her own husband because she understands that he has his own struggles too.
Right.
A good marriage takes effort from both partners. It's about working together. Listen to me. Don't be misled by toxic positivity.
Keyword, smart woman. Listen, I'm
interesting. I mean, that was I said this before. I've watched some other Chinese oriented content, right? And I could tell that feminism is a heavy poison in China. That's why I said, my brothers, if you're gonna do passport bros, do it quick. Do it quick, right? Find that woman that you want to be with, and lock her down, because once feminism hits, it's done. It's over. These women will become delusional. They become hypocrites. They become insane. So, gotta be careful, right? You gotta be careful with that. All right, guys. That is it for tonight. All right. That is it for tonight. I love you guys. Kind of a short stream, right? Hour and a half. Late night is late, right? Like I said, got off of work late, tired, right? So got home late. Excuse me. But I still want to hang out with you guys, right? Even if it's for a few minutes, an hour or so, I still want to hang out with you guys, right? I love you guys, right? Big bars, I love you, man. Steve, Brent, Artie, what is it? Buster, Laughing Man. I love you guys. So I still want to hang out with you. Jeremiah, Whiskey, I love you guys. So I just wanted to, Tony, I wanted to hang out with you guys for a few minutes, even if it was bit tiring, just got off of work, right? Yeah, I'm tired, right? I'm tired. Just got home, so I just wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit. I know it's quick, but it's better than nothing, right? An hour, right? An hour hanging out, it's a little bit something, right? So that was the thing. I just wanted to, say hi to you guys, check up on you guys, see you guys doing well. So that's it. But yeah, that's it for tonight. I love you guys. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for hanging out with me for like an hour or so, right? You guys are amazing. Please check out my other content. Please like, please comment. That'd be great. Artie, thank you, my brother. Thank you for being here. I love you guys, right? You guys are amazing. See you guys on Wednesday's stream, right? Later. Hopefully I'm not going to be late. I'm hopefully I won't have a busy work day on Wednesday. So we'll see.